Okay, guys, I'm going to get back to reading some of Frankie Fish and the Sonic Suitcase. So I think we're up to chapter 23, um, and we're up to the moment when Frankie and Grandad are trying really, really hard to get the Sonic Suitcase charged by the electric eels. So it's a pretty intense sort of scene where the different eels are electrocuting the amazing Fredito, but they haven't quite managed to get the Sonic Suitcase charged yet. So it's a pretty intense sort of moment in the story. So I'm going to pick it up from here where it says, "The crowd booed as the amazing Fredito triumphantly raised both hands and whipped off the blindfold. Some audience members were clearly hoping to see the very first death in the water tank of death. But Fredito had escaped. It was now gesturing grandly for his ladder out of the tank as more lightning and thunder effects filled the room. For some reason, the eels decided to let him off easy now. Frankie was frantic. Not caring if he was seen, he dived from the side of the stage and lifted the skirt of the tank to check the Sonic Suitcase. Maybe Grandad's wrong, he thought wildly. Maybe we do have enough charge now. But no, the suitcase only had 13% battery life, 4 short of what they needed. Frankie looked at Grandad, who was covering his face with his hands. Then he stared at the suitcase, forcing his brain to work harder than it ever had before. Then he had an idea. Bingo. Or rather, Bruno. The amazing Fredito had said the biggest eel, Bruno, was too angry to take part in today's performance. And Frankie knew that an angry electric eel was a powerful electric eel, and power is what they needed right now. Frankie looked over at the small tank that Clarissa had placed behind the water tank of death, and noticed it was rocking from side to side. Something very large and extremely furious was desperately trying to get out. Frankie caught Clarissa's eye, then nodded towards the tank that held Bruno. Clarissa somehow understood and gave him a wink. Frankie decided right there and then he would marry her if this mission went awry. Frankie sneaked over to the mini tank, cautiously opened the lid and met with the biggest, angriest eel ever. Bruno's mouth opened wide like it was attempting to eat Frankie for lunch. Frankie fell back on his bum in fright as he saw electric charges shoot through the water, dark swirling waters. "Quick!" Grandad yelled as the amazing Fredito started climbing out of the water tank of death. Frankie gritted his teeth. He picked up the water tank, and with Bruno trying to take out a chunk of his arm, he threw the entire thing up towards Fredito into the water tank of death. There's Bruno. Quite a specimen. "Nice, Bruno," said the amazing Fredito, whispered meekly. The tank water instantly lit up like a wet Christmas tree. Frankie dived under the tank, getting a nice little shock himself in the process. The amazing Fredito's hair went bolt upright. His pencil-thin mustache shot out at 90 degrees, and he went momentarily cross-eyed. The crowd gave him a standing ovation. "Bruno!" the amazing Fredito screamed as Clarissa giggled guiltily nearby. Frankie looked up to see a spark of electricity flow from the tank of death into the Sonic Suitcase of life, and the battery ticked over 14% to 18. They'd done it. Frankie turned triumphantly to Grandad and gave him a quick thumbs up, aware that despite having a time machine, they still did not have much time at all. As the amazing Fredito, furiously but gingerly, scrambled out of the water tank of death, water tank of electricity, should say, to the cheers of the delighted audience, Frankie snatched up the Sonic Suitcase and ran over to his Grandad. "Come on, Grandad, let's go home." I'm going to keep reading because this is a short chapter, but this is chapter 24, Time to Go Home. Have you ever been stuck in a cramped, smelly toilet with your Grandad? I do not recommend it, even in extraordinary circumstances such as these. Unfortunately, there was no other place than the George Theatre where Frankie and his Grandad could activate the Sonic Suitcase without the danger of being seen. Frankie swung the suitcase into the crescent, and Grandad immediately started typing in the coordinates. The little screen blinked and a message appeared. "Activate travel sequence." "Okay, it's ready," said Frankie excitedly. "Let's go, Grandad." But Grandad had a strange expression on his face. I think I might stay here, he mumbled, to Frankie's horror. What? Why? We need to get back, insisted Frankie. Someone began pounding on the toilet door. Open up in there! I know it was you, the agitated Fredito yelled. You could have killed me. In my own water tank of death. I like it here in the past, Grandad said, ignoring the commotion. If I stay, I'll be able to see Mavis every day, and I can live among my memories. But you don't belong here, Grandad. You need to come now, pleaded Frankie, knowing it wouldn't take long for the battery's charge to slip below 17% again. But I'm scared, whispered Grandad. Well, that makes two of us, replied Frankie with a nervous smile.